Hey guys, welcome back to A World Joe Traveled. Today we're going to talk through Scotland chapter 4, and this is going to be all about the Isle of Skye. Alright, so first things first. I got engaged yesterday, so I'm pretty excited about that. Wasn't really expecting it. So I will share our story at some point, but right now I'm keeping it to myself. So, alright, so let's get back to the Isle of Skye. So the first thing that I did whenever I went to the Isle of Skye is I went to the castle of Eilean Donan. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But Eilean Donan is right, so in between the Glencoe, so whenever you're leaving Glencoe and you drive across this bridge to get to the Isle of Skye, the castle sits right there in between. And it's a beautiful castle. We'll put some pictures and videos up of it. It costs £12 to get into for an adult, and then it is £6.5 per children, up to, and then under the age of 5 are free. The castle has been recently inhabited, so that was interesting. So whenever you walk through and do your tours, it looks a little bit more modern on the inside than the outside looks. But it was absolutely beautiful. I would highly recommend that you go. The outside of the grounds were really, really pretty. It was very moody out there. It's just, yeah, absolutely beautiful. They also have a pretty nice cafeteria if you're wanting to eat some lunch before you go on to the Isle of Skye. All right, so one of the coolest things to see whenever you're on the Isle of Skye is the Old Man of Storr. This is a bunch of rocks, massive rocks, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're all black, they're very edgy, so all of the sides of the stones are very dramatic. Whenever I went on this hike, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. It was a little bit more strenuous than I thought it was going to be, so it was a pretty steep incline up there, and it didn't really let up the entire way. And then the actual view that you're wanting to see is actually behind the rocks. It's not in front of them. So just take a look at the video and the pictures and see if that's the view you're wanting. If it is, then you're gonna have to climb up behind the rocks to actually get that view. But it was really cool. It was really, really pretty. There was a lot of people that were on the trail whenever I was there. There was also, they were doing a model shoot up there, which was pretty cool. So there was a model taking pictures by these rocks. And there was also these crews carrying all of this really heavy equipment the entire way, and I felt pretty bad for them, but it was super pretty. You also have a really amazing view of the Atlantic, and there's quite a bit to do and see around the Old Man of Storr. For the Old Man of Storr, I would plan between probably 4 to 5 hours if you want to take your time, really see everything and enjoy it. So, and wear good hiking shoes. Always wear good hiking shoes. All right, so if you are on the Isle of Skye, you have to see the fairy pools. They were really, really cool. I will tell you, it took way longer than I thought it was going to actually get out to them. So whenever you find them, you'll park your car and then you have to walk like a couple of miles down to the fairy pools. And it's not just like individual pools, it's really a stream with quite a few waterfalls, but it was absolutely beautiful. When I was there, it was raining sideways, so be sure to bring your raincoat. I will link the one that I used below, but it was very pretty. There were quite a few other people there despite the rain, but it was absolutely beautiful, and I would highly recommend going and seeing it. All right, so the Isle of Skye is known for its lore and fairies and everything that's like mystical and magical, which is kind of cool to me. So one of the things that I was really excited to see was the Fairy Glen. So I had seen all of these reels about this place, I had read about it, so I was pretty excited to see it. Whenever I got there, it was extremely underwhelming. I was quite disappointed because I had worked it up in my head. So if you're deciding to go to Skye and you want to see the Fairy Glen, I would probably lower my expectations or maybe just move it down the list. If and when I go back to Skye, I won't be going back there. It was very underwhelming. So that's my honest review of this location. So, okay, animals to see whenever you're on the Isle of Skye. So sheep are everywhere. They were in the middle of the road, they were next to the road, they were beside the road. I wasn't expecting that. I kind of thought that like in Ireland you hear about a lot of the sheep being everywhere, but I didn't hear about that being the case in Scotland. So that is the case. You will see a lot of sheep. They're not behind fences, which I really enjoyed. I didn't see as many shaggy cows as I wanted to see. So I actually had to seek them out to take pictures with them. So if you're looking for shaggy cows, yeah, you might have to do a little bit of work to find them. All right, when I was on Skye, I stayed at a really, really adorable hotel. Well, it wasn't really a hotel. It was a hotel that had a bunch of different little cabins, but all of these cabins were shaped in kind of an A-frame, and they were adorable. It was brand new. It's called the Bracken Hide. So this place was awesome. It was very comfortable. Had a great location. There was a lot of cool amenities too. So they had a sauna, there was a cold plunge, and the cold plunge was out. Like you would sit there and then you could look at the island of Skye. Like it was really, really cool. They had a free breakfast, which was amazing. The food was great. I'm not sure if they still have their restaurant, but the food there was awesome. Try their haggis if they still have their restaurant. It was the best haggis that I had whenever I was in Scotland. So I only had 2 days when I was on the Isle of Skye, so that wasn't enough time to do and see everything. So whenever I go back, there are other things that I'm going to look up to do and see. But all in all, the Isle of Skye was absolutely beautiful. Be sure to bring hiking boots, dress warm, bring a really long lined raincoat. I was there in early May, and my coat was pretty long, but still the bottom of my pants got rained through. So it can rain sideways there. But yeah, it was absolutely beautiful. Let me know if you're deciding to go to Skye, and that's all I've got for today. I'll see you next time.